Hello everybody, this is Mr. DSI Review. Today I'm bringing you a review of a 500-point game. This is Torrent by Nintendo. A kind of anticipated game. This is a top-down shooter in the bullet hell style. And if you don't know what that is, well, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out, especially once you actually see the game. Now, on the main menu there are 4 options: Game, which is obviously the main game; Records, which are your high scores, replays, quite nice that it saves replays, and other statistics. Then there's Internet Rankings, which are basically just the high scores in the 4 categories, and then Options. So in the game there are, you see 2 options here, Pattern Mode and Random Mode, and each of them has Easy and Insane difficulty, and those would be the 4 categories that are ranked in the leaderboards, the online high scores. So there are 2 ships. There is the Accipiter, I'm not really sure, and it has a bunch of bullets like that, and a pulse, and then there's the Battleur, or something like that, which has a bunch of bullets like that, and then a special beam like this. For the sake of the video, I'm just going to show the Accipiter on pattern mode. Pattern mode means everything is the same every time. It's 8 phases. And in random mode, it's still 8 phases, but the waves of enemies are pretty much random. So, kind of self-explanatory. Like, for example, with this, you'll always start with these red enemies. And so, obviously, you can see a lot of bullets on screen already. Well, not a lot, but quite a few. And quite a bunch of enemies, too. Now, if you use your pulse on some bullets, then it will turn them into these cubes. That's one of the main goals of the game, and hence the icon you see on the DSI menu of the kind of rotating cube. These metal cubes have, I think, 8 varieties. The weakest are the purple, and then it's like a bluish color, and then they get fancier and fancier to a point where they kind of stop looking like cubes. Now, if you look real quick on the bottom screen, you'll see obviously the phase number, score, chain. That's how many cubes you've gotten before, I don't know, I think it's like either a certain limit or before there are like no more bullets on screen. But anyway, it's basically a chain of how many cubes you've gotten. And you'll notice there's this bar right here, and if you press A to use your special attack, then it goes down. With this one, of course, it's the pulse, and with the other ship, it's the laser. And that's really how you can get a lot of points. It's with your special attack. Because if you go and, well, right now is not really the best time for an example, but, like, soon, hopefully there will be a lot of bullets, and then you can really build up your chains. That wasn't a good time either. There we go. There's a higher variety of cubes, and, you know, so on and so on. And when you get a cube, it restores your special bar a bit. It restores itself over time, but cubes restore it much faster, and I think the higher variety of cube restores it more. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, there's not too much else to say. There are 3 boss fights, though. One right now at the end of Phase 2, and then there's one after Phase 5 and Phase 8. And after Phase 8, it tallies up your score, gives you bonuses depending on how many total cubes you got and what your max chain was. The boss fight always has 2 phases, one like this, where these, something kind of resembling like a ball, and there's a bunch of them just rotating around. Once you destroy all of those, then it moves on to the second phase. It's this thing. Shoots a lot of bullets, and you can build up pretty big chains here if you know what you're doing. Like, see there, that's a higher variety of cube. You can get some easy points like so. There we go. Boss is defeated. You get 10 million points every time you beat one of the bosses. And then the game moves on. There's not too much else to say. Obviously, the other ship is rather different, but still kind of similar. Well, except the special, of course, but one thing I should mention is that this ship, if you take a hit, it'll just use your pulse, With the other ship, you take a hit, you actually lose a life. Like, hold on a sec, I'm going to take a bunch of hits here. If you can't use a pulse, then your ship gets destroyed, like so. With the other one, it's rather unforgiving. You don't get a second chance like that. And that's the only thing that really bothers me about this game. There's this giant leap between the difficulty of easy and insane. Like, I have yet to beat insane. I think the farthest I've gotten was phase 5. And then easy I beat on my first shot. So, you know, it just goes to show you. Kinda would be nice if they had like a medium or a hard difficulty. You know, something in between. But other than that, the graphics of the game are pretty nice. The gameplay's really fun. I don't know, it could get kind of boring after a little while. But it's still a fun game. Actually, a really fun game, and I recommend it. So, overall, good game. Sounds are nice, too. And I guess that's just about it. So if you like this review, please rate, comment, subscribe, send this video to your friends, and I will see you guys next time.